Vacant buildings are littered all over St. Louis, from neglecting neighborhoods to downtown high-rises. They aren't just eyesores, they're actually a safety issue, too. In fact, just this month, multiple fires have sparked at vacant buildings in the city. But there is a renewed effort to address the problem, and part of the solution is your input. First Alert 4's Nathan Vickers explains.
A towering empty house across the street seems to invite trouble.
It just doesn't seem to be getting any better.
Cast Clue still sees people breaking in almost nightly, nearly a year after squatters burned another vacant building just next door. Both are owned by the same out-of-state LLC.
How many properties should be destroyed because of somebody's irresponsibility?
Abandoned homes create frustration across St. Louis, but in recent years, city departments like the Community Development Administration have worked to chip away at the problem. Since 2020, the CDA says it's demolished around 1,000 homes neglected beyond repair and stabilized more than 200 that could be salvaged.
Our objective is really to get these buildings to a point where they are structurally sound and stable, but also where a developer can come in and bring them to market.
Now, Will Pfeffer is the director of the CDA, which has also used ARPA funds to scale up a home repair program that has fixed up more than 1,000 lived-in homes this year. In addition, the city is currently subsidizing around 3,500 housing units under development. He and others working to end the problem will share some of those accomplishments Wednesday at the year-end meeting of the Vacancy Strategy Initiative.
When you stack up all these different pieces, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and that's the story we'll tell. When you put together our housing production, our home repair work, with our stabilization and our demolition work, neighborhoods will continue to transform and grow.
The passage of Prop V earlier this month will also allow the city to implement steeper fines for property violations, which could help discourage negligent owners from leaving buildings like this one sitting empty and abandoned until they're beyond repair.
Doesn't make sense not to invest in this, to preserve this for future generations.
Todd Swanstrom is a professor at the University of Missouri St. Louis, whose research helped develop the home repair program. He found that residents 60 and up owe an average of $13,000 in home repair costs, and says programs that help maintain those buildings can prevent more properties from falling into neglect.
We're also working nationally to cast attention on this issue. There are a lot of cities around the country that have the same issue. A city like St. Louis, where you have a loss of population, a certain amount of vacancy.
For those living with empty buildings,
Something like this that just sits and sits and sits.
securing and repairing those properties are vital to the health of their neighborhoods.
St. Louis has a lot of problems, like a lot of other big cities. However, I think the one thing that we can all agree on is nothing good happens in a vacant building.
In St. Louis, Nathan Vickers, First Alert 4.
The Vacancy Strategy Initiative is having its quarterly meeting and end-of-year celebration tomorrow from 5 to 8 at St. Louis Artworks in the Del Mar Loop. You can give input, see a demonstration of the mapping tool helping identify and address abandoned buildings in St. Louis.